Welcome to your daily focus for April the 22nd, 2022. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Thank you for subscribing, for taking the time to like the video, for leaving a comment, for showing up. Thank you. We have the 22 energy today. That is a master number, right? That is the master builder. Underneath the 22 energy, our intuition is that much stronger. And we can have some very visionary thoughts of our tomorrows and where we want to go and how to actually do that. So if there was ever a day to pull it back just a little bit for a moment and think about where we want to go, what we want to create, who we want to become, what we want our realities to look like, today is definitely a day to give it a little bit of thought. And under a 22 energy, yes, it can be that we have to jump through a few more hoops than other people in order to achieve the same success at that point, but then our success grows and you're incapable of seeing the beauty that can arise in your life, seriously. And it can happen quite quickly. Now, if we do the numerology of the day, it is a 32 energy. 32 energies is usually when good news comes in, or there's some kind of recognition or an honor is bestowed upon us. We overcome our difficulties. We settle our disputes. Beautiful energy for all those things. The only thing I would have to caution you with the 32 energy is watch your pride. Okay, you let pride get in the way, your ego get in the way, not so good. Stay humble. Okay, if there were other people, let's say you did a work project and they're raving about you, and you need to just step back a little bit and say, well, I wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of so and so and so and so and so and so, and they all played a part. And and not, drinks are on me for aha. You don't want to do that kind of stuff. You want to pull it down, be humble, say thank you. Because your ego, your pride can definitely sabotage how people were viewing you just moments earlier as this champion, as this hero. Sun is in Taurus, moon is in Capricorn the entire day. So now the moon, I think, is in harmony with all the planets up there. It's Venus and Mercury and Neptune and Jupiter, and I think it's even aligned with Pluto today. So we want to improve. We want to go forward. We want to grow. We want to expand. And with Saturn being in the picture as well today, we should have very good judgment. Capricorn will give us good judgment as well, the moon in Capricorn. And the sun in Taurus will even give us good judgment. So, and chances are then we're also looking at the practical possibilities of how we can go forward, and the practical that we can do today and where we need to put our focus and our attention. Okay, let's get to the cards, shall we? See if I can grab the right decks. Look at the Six of Wands comes out. So it's about successes today. It's about celebrating the success of who you are, even those little tiny successes that got you to here. And if you're having a really glum time of it, then celebrate the fact that you got dressed today, that you did your hair today, that you got ready for the party, even though you knew there was probably no party to go to. You still got ready for it. You put the energy into feeling better about yourself when you look yourself in the mirror, perhaps. It does raise our confidence level. It does raise our vibration. So if that's all you managed to do today, then good for you. Okay? Tomorrow's another day. We'll take another step, or maybe we'll just stay at this step, but grow it out a little bit and expand it a little bit. The Six of Wands is about success, yes, but it's also a time not to rest on your laurels. It's a time to go forward. We've got another scroll in our hand. That's our papers forward. So it's not a time to lay back and relax and say, oh, look at me, how great I am. I'm just going to celebrate me for the day. I'm not going to do anything else. Everybody lay flowers and money at my feet, please. It's not that kind of day. You want to say thank you very much, but I have things that I have to accomplish, things that I have to do, things that need my focus. You may not say that out loud, but you need to think it. So it's a doing kind of day for us. Absolutely. It might be mental, it might be physical, it might be a combination of both. I'm thinking more of a combination of both. And you know what? We didn't look at our bottom card. Look at that, the King of Wands. King of Wands, I like the King of Wands. He doesn't stop on ceremony. He wants to get the answers, get the information, bring it all together, and then act upon it. Now, he doesn't do it in a rushed manner. He's very methodical in his thinking through what he's hearing, what he's being taught, what he's being told, what he's observing himself. But very much like the Queen of Wands, once he's made a decision, it's fast forward. It's let's go. And there's a momentum, a natural momentum that can pick up quite easily in our steps today. If we just say, okay, it's time, let's get going. I've made enough decisions to this point. You don't have to map out the whole thing. In fact, most of it's going to be pretty foggy for you, to be honest with you. So don't try and map it out. Well, what's your next step and what's the end goal? Those are the two things that we really need to concentrate on right now in this energy. What is the next step? What is the end game? And maybe the next step is learning something more. Four of Swords. Four of Swords. It's about rest, recuperation. You know, when we are just busy and we're not really accomplishing anything, we might as well have laid down and restored ourselves. Body, mind, spirit, whatever it may be, or maybe all three. It's about knowing that there is a new energy awaiting you. And you're not going to be able to go into that new energy if you're feeling run down, if you're feeling like you need your batteries recharged. That's when we get sick. That's when we don't get anything accomplished. Is we run our batteries down so low, our bodies say, okay, that's enough. I'm pulling the plug today on you. You ain't doing nothing. So you choose. Also, look at that sunlight coming through that stained glass window. And it's covering us. It's waking us up to the reality of warmth, of new beginnings, of light, of celebrations that we have to be fit for. And the Chariot is also a kind of pullback kind of energy. We don't want to just race forward. We don't want those horses to take the lead. We are the leader. Even though we're not in front of those horses, it's where we say we're going to go is where we need to go. And if we don't know, then we need to pull back. We just can't, very much like the King of Wands, okay? If we just go, we're probably going to fall flat on our face. We have to think it through. We have to be methodical. Now, a big part of today is recognizing the things that you've done in order to get you to this point in time. The other part of today is looking at our next step and the end game. Now, the end game is really important because we're under that 22 energy. So we want to look at what we truly want to bring into our lives. Even if we know it's going to take us 20 years to get there or more, it's okay right now. We want to bring that picture a little bit into focus and see what the end game is. And then we know our best next step a lot clearer under that 22 energy, especially because what do we get? We get those visionary thoughts. We get those aha moments. We get those epiphanies. We understand what the next step is. And it may be a long way off from getting to the end game, but we know that taking this step will get us that 1 inch closer, 1 foot closer, 1 step closer. So slow it down, pull it back. It's foggy, it's dark, we're losing the sunlight. We do have that full moon, but is it enough light in order for us to see clearly where our next step needs to be? So we really need to ponder that next step. We don't want to rush into anything. We want to think it through. Yes, we want to be the risk taker, but we do not want to take uneducated risks, especially with the king on the board. Although, if you took the 22 and boiled it down, which I wouldn't do, 22 would be, well, 22 would be the Fool card because we'd start all over again, right? So we had the 21 energy yesterday. That was the World card, the World energy, tying up the loose ends, because the Fool card comes out, the 22 energy comes out, telling us to move forward, to think forward. And I know that, well, we know that Pluto's going to be going retrograde soon, and I can tell you that Mercury's going to go retrograde because my computer's not working, my phone's not working. Today my iPad wouldn't shut off. I had this meditation music on, and I thought, oh, that's enough. So I closed the app, and it still played. So I thought, oh, that's a little weird. So I turned my iPad off, and it still played. So then that little thing popped up with where you can pause it, you know, the two lines, and if you press it, it's going to turn to a little arrow and pause it. I hit that, and it still played. So I thought, well, I guess I'm supposed to meditate a little longer. They're not letting me off the hook that easy today. Okay, what do we got here? Resilience, rise above the tribulations. You know, with the planets the way they are, we can be more determined. We can be more goal-oriented. And we can push through energies because we accept the challenge. And I don't think there's going to be all that many challenges today because a lot of things are in harmony today up in the sky. And yet with the 22 energy, it usually presents challenges for us so that we can work through them. So we can say, okay, you see, I passed that test. Let me go forward. I knew what to do. Let's go. So resilience, rise above the tribulations. And those petty little things, trust me, if you're not going to remember what it was about in 5 years, wipe it off the slate today, please. It's not important enough to worry about, to wonder about, to give it any kind of energy. Those little things, not the big things. The big things we have to look at, right? But the little things, I feel something there, but there's absolutely nothing there. Okay. So let's get the book out. Resilience. So this card tells us to endure, withstand stress, recover quickly from life's changes. And, I mean, here's the recovery one, right? Right in the middle. Recover. Recover from life's changes, misdeeds, bad ordeals. It's about facing life's adversities with courage and patience in such a way that you come through it unscathed, better and stronger for the experience. So you know that any challenges you're given today, it's to strengthen you. It's to use your strength, embrace your courage, embrace your confidence in who you are and where you're going. Stay humble at the same time. Remember that 32 energy. So we want to embrace it, but we don't want to flaunt it. But use it just as much. It also means the recovery from an illness or being rejected by a loved one. It takes compassion, determination, strength, and you will not be defeated. The resilience of the human spirit and the validity of love inhabits us to rise above our tribulations and fly again. Accept your reality in a positive light. Make it good. The mantra is, I have a strength to quickly rise above my problems. I have the strength. So if a problem comes my way, I have the strength to quickly rise above it. It doesn't need to pull me down. It doesn't need to weigh me down. I may give it a little bit of thought. I may move it to the back burner, and if it's still an issue in a day or two, well, then I'll look at it again. But right now in my immediate world, I'm going to tap into my intuition. I'm going to tap into my sage wisdom, and I am going to wait for those visionary thoughts to enter my world through meditation, through contemplation, through just some deep breathing sometimes. And sometimes, well, you can never turn your mind off, okay? So anybody who tells you, you know, you're going to blank out your mind in meditation, they don't know what they're talking about, okay? But what happens is, and you'll find it, like you'll say, oh no, I can do this. I can breathe. I can watch my breathing. I can do it for a minute straight. Try and do it for a minute straight. If you're not into the practice of doing it, I guarantee you before 5 seconds passes, you'll have a thought show up. It's like, hey, we got to get milk. And you're not going to analyze it. You're not going to attach emotion to it. You're going to thank it. Okay, thank you for reminding me I need milk. You can go. And then go back to your breathing. In and out. And as you breathe in, feel that air, and where it goes. It goes into your chest, raises your chest, puffs out your tummy a little bit. And then when you exhale, even take your tummy muscles and kind of make almost a J underneath your rib cages and get the last little bit of it out, and just know that is the tensions going. So often you lay down to go to sleep at night and you're like, okay, I'm going to relax and I'm going to go to sleep. And then nothing's happening. So you decide to start at your toes and work your way up. And then you realize that your whole face was like tense and scrunched and your teeth were, and you don't even realize that you have this tension in your body until you become aware of it. And you can become aware of it and release it through simple breathing. And watch the things that show up in your mind, because these are the things that are actually pulling you down. Those are your responsibilities, your obligations, are the things that you need to take care of in order for your mind the monkey mind stops and some beautiful information comes in. Because it finally has the space to come in. Okay, we'll get an animal here. Look at this. Stand up for yourself. The flamingos, stand up for yourself. Okay. Not opening up the book right to the spot. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to having to actually look for it. Power, visionary, heart chakra, assertiveness, water, and healing. Every time you don't follow your inner guidance, you feel a loss of energy, a loss of power, and a sense of spiritual deadness. The color pink on the flamingo is symbolic of the heart and love. Flamingo's legs are wiry but strong, and flamingo tells you that in matters of the heart, you are very much stronger than you give yourself credit for. It's now time for you to stand up for yourself with your head held high. You don't have to hurt anyone's feelings. However, you've hurt yourself, or allowed others to hurt you long enough. Now is the time to allow yourself to heal by being assertive and speaking your needs and concerns. You can do it verbally, or you could write it down, but know that you have the power as long as you name yourself master of that power. If you're going through something tough, reach out to friends and families, but know that you have the ability to stand on your own two legs and survive after the dust has cleared. The energy of your life may be shaking and is causing people to act irrational, hide, scream, cry. Some are even exiting your life. Then there's the ones who are entering your life and helping you with a future life game plan. So get excited about your life and where you're going. Stand up strong for your goals, your dreams, your desires. Focus on them today. Look at where you want to go with that 22 energy. Oh my goodness. And we are in full moon energy, so what's going to happen? We're going to see where we're tripping ourselves up. It could be something somebody told us a long time ago, and we took it as a truth. It was just their opinion, by the way. Or we could have talked ourselves into that corner. We've allowed other people to push us into that corner. And we don't like that corner very much. So this is one of those days where we're going to stand up and be counted and say, no more of the corner for me. I'm going in this direction. This is my next step forward. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.